Batman Beyond issue 6, written by Dan Jurgens and art by Bernard Chang. And this is the start of a new arc. We have the League of Assassins are actually in this one in the future, and they're chasing after someone, as well as, although most of the issue is mainly Dana and Terry kind of like going over the whole thing, because Bruce is back in the cave and Bruce is like kind of grumpy that things have changed, but he's pretending not to be grumpy.
Bruce.
Yeah,
it's so great.
And Dana's like, oh, this is weird, I'm in the Batcave, I'm going to go, you've got all this stuff to do, I need to process you being Batman, I just found out you're alive, and also Batman, that's kind of weird. And he goes off, and we get this great thing where it's them, like, discussing everything on a rooftop, and he's like, no, I want to be, like, I was so devoted to Batman, and Bruce taught me to do it his way, where it was Batman and nothing else, I couldn't tell anyone, I had to go it alone, whereas now I've told all the people that are important to me, and I want to make time for me, time for Terry. And they almost kiss, and that's when Commissioner Barbara Gordon just gets the bat signal on when the assassins are attacking them, and they see the signal, and she's like, oh, I guess you have to go, and he's like, no, I don't, I'll go in my time. So it's
don't mind the fact that the League of Assassins and Curare are well, so the League of Assassins is chasing Curare, who goes to Commissioner Gordon for help because she knows they need Batman.
Yeah.
And they're having this fight, and Kiara is saving Barbara, and they can't get the bat signal plugged in, which I thought, you would think that it's always plugged in.
It's because he's been dead, like, Matt. To be fair, it's because he's been dead.
I understand that, but knowing what I know about big devices like that, they have a cable that goes into the grid. But
because they had a cover over it as well. It was like covered in a big tarp.
Yeah, and that's all you would need is the tarp and shut it off. But
there's no need to go and manually unplug the thing, is there?
Yeah, it's not an iPhone charger.
Hey,
although maybe in the future it is.
Hey, some people are really anal and unplug everything. Like, at the end of the day, like, every single device gets unplugged from the wall. It's, some people are really anal about it. I can maybe just
hit the main switch.
Yeah, the police department might just be really, well, maybe that's all it is.
Well, again, it's the future. It's different, but yeah, I love that whole setup that as Terry's having this conversation with Dana, his biggest ally needs help, and he's not going to be there because of personal reasons.
I liked it as well.
Prick.
I liked it. Well, he doesn't know what's going on, though. He doesn't know what the issue is.
No, of course not. Yeah. But this is kind of that scene from all those detective movies. They picked a hell of a day to quit smoking. This is I picked a hell of a day to stop being Batman for the night. I
really like it because the scene with him and Dana is it feels really heartfelt, and it feels in character.
It feels real. Like, it feels like a real conversation a couple would have.
And it's intercut with all the action on the police rooftop as they're fighting off the League. And you know that they're just about to get that signal on. They're trying their hardest to get that signal on while they're fighting with people. And they eventually get it on, and you see it light up between them, and you see him look off to the side, and she's like, oh, you have to go. And it almost seems like she's understanding. Like, I accept that you have to go. Like, there's something going down. And he, because he wants to make a promise that, no, that's not all my life is. I can do this as well. That can wait. And it's like, but look, Babs and Kurari are kind of messed up on the roof right now. They kind of need you. A small point, Bruce mentions that the prototype suit that he's currently using is dangerous. Is dangerous. It's a prototype, and if he doesn't know how to use it properly, it could end up killing him. So we'll see how that comes into play.
Yeah, that was a nice little wrinkle.
But Bruce knows that the Joker is around.
It's around
from the last arc, and we hear the police talking about how he was beat by a crowbar. It had to be someone he trusted.
Right, someone close.
Yeah, so that was interesting.
Also, Bruce and Matt interacting is just great.
Oh yeah, it's almost like Bruce. It's like present day, like mainline DC Bruce interacting with John, say, and he's asking all these questions, and he's being like, yeah. That's what it felt like.
I enjoy the company of kids. Shh, just tone it down. It's kind of like Schwarzenegger at the beginning of Kindergarten Cop, where he's kind of like, kids, I'm glad you're dealing with them. And then he gets pushed into it, so.
Yeah, I think I've been surprised with Batman Beyond and how much I'm enjoying it.
Yep.
I kind of went into it like at the start of Rebirth thinking, it's kind of.
Well, that's why I asked this week if you're planning on covering it, because you did say you're going to get to the end of the first arc and then maybe trade weight it. So, you know,
But no, I mean, I'm glad I read this issue. It was
Yeah,
super fun.
it's good.
So no, I mean, like I say, it's an easy one to trade with because it isn't connected to the rest of the universe. So you don't feel like you're missing out on like proper
No.
parts of the world if you are skipping it. But if you do want some Batman Beyond stories, I think it's well worth checking out, whether it is single issues or trade. So.